24 hours is an English farmer. Let's see what this is like. This post is from the School of Life. Original link will be in the description. With that being said, we're smoking all my dragons, divine, righteous, almighty greats, overachieving, never slacking. Today, we're flying back over to England. I feel like it's been a little minute since I've did an England video, and I just been feeling like, you know, that farm life, that farm life has just been was on my spirit today. So we're gonna go ahead and hop right into it. Here we go. It already looks so beautiful already. It already looks so refreshing, like just like a green screen.
I'm Neil Heseltine. I live and work at Hilltop Farm in Malham. I was born and bred at Malham. I've always lived on the farm. The family has been here for over 100 years. Every day there's something to do. There's never a day where there's nothing to do, so it's fairly incessant work. You know, you can't not go out because it's raining or it's snowing. In fact, you know, on those days it's most important that you're out there sort of making sure that things have something to eat and they're where they should be and they're not in any danger from snow or wind or combination of the two.
That's what keeps you healthy, though, is always having something to do, always moving. They say movement is medicine, so always being out there and working and keeping track of things, it keeps you from being lazy. And in the healthiest way, too. You get that fresh air, that good oxygen. You get to be around animals. I mean, I know it is a lot, but I would say it's better than being in an office all day, or you know, somewhere where you're not even getting much oxygen or sunlight, or just be able to just breathe like that, or just sitting all day. So, my TV's loud, but or just being able to not sit all day. You know, that's very healthy for you. You know.
We do try to get holidays, but it's much more difficult because you've obviously got to get people to look after the stock, and the people you find to cover for you have to sort of have a bit of knowledge as well. In here there's belted Galloways, but there's the brown ones which are called dun, and then there's the black and white ones, and obviously they've both got the characteristic sort of belt round them, hence the name. These cattle are able to live outside, they're able to thrive in these kind of conditions, which most cattle wouldn't be able to do. They live outside all year round, they live right up on that skyline most of the year. There's 3 calves, so we've just come to check on those, check that they're all doing okay, but there's one cow that's what's called the calf bed it's just sticking out a little bit, so I've really just come to sort of check that that's all right. We're trying to allow the cows to exhibit as much of their natural behaviour as possible. So you can just see that the calf's laid in the thistles, and I have seen it up and I've checked it, and it's obviously getting milk off its mother, so we'll just go away and leave her to do her bit with it. A lot of work involved with the sheep enterprise. There's always something to do with the sheep, and the time taken up with the sheep is the time that impacts the most upon family life, because we're working extremely hard at it, spending a lot of time with the sheep. They can test the patience somewhat. So I would never discourage my daughter from going farming, despite it being hard work and there being days when you maybe don't want to be doing it. There's a lot of positives in it as well, and it's a great life. It's quite a nice feeling for me knowing that, you know, my forefathers and grandfather farmed this land, and I'm almost thinking that the way forward at the moment is to go back to how things were farmed a long time ago, which seems odd in some respects, but I think we've got to farm in tune with nature, and we've got to farm in a way which doesn't impact negatively upon the natural environment around us. So there's quite a nice feeling about that, but you know, that doesn't mean that I would put any pressure on my daughter to take it over, but if she wanted to, that'd be great.
That was awesome. Everything seemed to be healthy. Just a healthy lifestyle, and the food, grass, everything grass fed, everything just not all that extra stuff. Not all that extra stuff that be going on in America, and I know what I mean. Uh, to the average person out here, that would probably be boring. I mean, nowadays, people, I think they're starting to open their eyes a lot more to what's actually important in life, and starting to value like the countryside, things like this a little more. It just feels like freedom. Obviously, some people will feel like this is boring, but at this point in my life, that feels like it would be heaven compared to living in, say, like a New York City, or like it's good to have a healthy balance between the city and the country life. I think it's cool to have a healthy balance, but the way things are right now, currently, with the economy and just so much other things I could talk about, yeah, that country life definitely feels like an escape. Even when you just hear that the stream, when you hear the water, when you just it just feels like he walked into to a paradise that many of us out here in America are craving. Definitely craving. No, but no neighbors. It didn't seem like it didn't feel like too much was going on, and like factory wise, like a bunch of factory stuff, and no, it just a man sticking to business and obviously doing the same thing all the time. Can get boring no matter what you're doing, but you could tell that his heart's in it. You could tell that he really loves it, uh, just by the way he talks about it. I really don't think he would give that up for the world, especially if how he talked about how his forefathers, his ancestors, how they that's what they did. So it's just in his DNA, it's in his blood, and he has gold. He really does. He really does to have all that land, and oh man, I mean, anytime he wants, he could just go out there and just let it all out, like just scream, yell, cry, laugh. I mean, look at it. It's just so beautiful.
The black and white ones, and obviously they've both got the character. Just see that the calf's laid in the thistles, and I have seen it up and I've checked it, and it's obviously getting milk off its mother, so we'll just go away and leave her to do her bit with it.
Listen to the sound of that water, though. That was that a creek right there? That is like some ASMR stuff right there. That sounds so healing and just soothing to the ears right now.
There's a lot of work involved with the sheep enterprise. There's always something to do with the sheep, and the time taken up with the sheep is the time that impacts the most upon family life, because we're working extremely hard at it, spending a lot of time with the sheep. They can test the patience somewhat.
I think it's amazing, honestly. Shout out to England. 24 hours as an English farmer. I think it just feels amazing. That's a place I would love to visit and shake his hand and just say, hey, you're doing an amazing job. Shout out to you. With that being said, original link in the description. And if you enjoyed this video, definitely don't hesitate to hit that like, that subscribe, or that notification bell. And I'll be back with more soon. If you happen to be a English farmer, and you got something similar to this, definitely let me know in the comments. I mean, you got gold. That is beautiful.